Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's the In Wheel Time car show. Just ahead, talk to the folks at Bolt Lock Systems. This thing works through your vehicle's ignition switch.
Oh.
So it's a different kind of deal. We thought that you'd be interested in it, so we got an interview about it. We need more Jeff. We'll review his pre-owned car of the week, the 2019 Mazda MX5 Miata. We got the racing calendar. Conrad has the car clinic. And we also have the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Just ahead on this In Wheel Time car show. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Dziekan.
We always do.
I'm Don Armstrong. And this segment of our show, sponsored by a new sponsor, and we'd like to welcome Garages of Texas.
All right.
Luxury garage suites. Put a roof over your ride. Garages of Texas. And you'll hear more about that coming up. Right now,
you bet.
We have a fellow by the name of Jason Buckles on the line with us. And Jason is with a company called Bolt Lock Systems, and I found it rather intriguing, Jason, that this is a different kind of a lock that I'm dying to find out how this thing works. Step us through this. Start from the beginning and give us the scoop.
Sure. Good morning. Thanks for having me on this morning.
You bet.
So what Bolt Locks is, we wanted something different, and we wanted something that was more secure but didn't sacrifice any of the convenience you really see when you're dealing with a whole bunch of different locks.
Now, what are these locks for? To lock, for instance, your ball and hitch? How does that work?
Yeah, all sorts of locks. You know, we have receiver locks. So if you want to lock up your hitch, them there.
Yep.
We have padlocks. I have cable locks. But we're talking about some Jeep products too. When we're going back and forth about get on the show. We have stuff like this is our Jeep hood lock. So there's no way to lock the hood of the Jeep. So we made a lock that goes right in the center, and then we can include the replacement grille for the JLs, the new Wrangler JLs.
Is that a problem that people are stealing stuff out from under the hood?
Oh, yeah.
I never heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because there's no just pop
batteries, you have air compressors, all sorts of stuff.
Wow.
One of the things I've heard recently is people go in, pop the ECU off of your Wrangler, swap in a new one, and now their chip key works on your Wrangler. You can drive it away. So,
Oh, my gosh. I never heard of such a thing.
Wow.
My mind doesn't think that
Yeah,
way.
I don't.
You would know about this. Okay, so continue on.
Yeah, so what we did, we have a line of locks that works with the vehicle key. So this is a standard Jeep key. First time you get one of our locks, you put the key in the lock, turn it all the way till it stops, and the lock learns your key right then and there. So now that one Jeep key can open all of your locks.
So now I don't have to have a whole ring full of keys for all the different locks on there.
So it's a gate.
Yep.
You can use it on gates and just anything you want to lock up that you can put a padlock on.
Exactly. I had a farmer come through. He bought like 50 padlocks for all of his gates around his farm to lock up with one key.
Wow.
And it's not just Jeep products. We also work with GM, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Toyota, and Nissan vehicles for the last 20, 25 years.
So all the complexities of these laser-cut Jeeps, you've kind of, for lack of a better phrase, broken the code and put them inside of your locking systems.
Yep.
Yep.
That is
That's actually
brilliant.
really keys for you.
That is
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah. And to make it so easy, because, Jeeps, they got hitches on them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've seen Jeeps tow just about everything that you can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
And all I can think of is Ram trucks.
Yes.
All the stuff that you can tow. Well, you got a hitch lock for all of that stuff, and there you go.
Yep. And on top of that, we have also a trailer lock, so a coupler pin lock there, because you have to secure your coupler when you're driving a trailer. Or if you're not towing your trailer, we have a trailer hitch lock that goes up into the ball with a strap over the top. So it keeps it nice and secure so no one can steal your trailer, too.
Oh.
And it all works off the same system where I could use my one key, my ignition key, or whatever key I choose.
Yeah, it works with vehicle keys. That's what we work with here.
Okay. So it needs to be a vehicle key.
Correct. And you do need to find the one that matches your vehicle. Because the keys, there's no way you're going to get a single lock that works with both of these keys.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's key only. What happens if you've got a fob only? you got your key fob that you do your doors, and you got a minivan or whatever the case it is. How does that work?
But inside that fob is a key.
There's a
Not
valet key.
on my
Exactly.
Ram truck. It's not.
It's a valet key.
It's not?
Nope.
Well,
There
wait.
is a key in the back of your fob. You'll see a little switch right by the keyhole,
Yeah.
and the back of the keyhole will pull out. And there's a
Come
key
on,
inside there.
Mars.
So you utilize the valet key. I got
Yep,
you.
that's what we do there.
See, I learn something new every day.
Okay, give me
Yeah.
20 bucks,
Actually,
Mike.
You're welcome.
We know all about those because what our parent company does, we're the OE manufacturer of locks and keys for GM, Ford, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep. So we actually make.
So that's the
fancy
connection.
Yeah, there you go.
They got the inside,
track.
groove, so to speak.
You know what? They've got that business locked up.
They do have that business locked up.
They have the key to profitability.
There you go.
So let me ask you this: Do you happen to have any like custom fobs that will work? I mean, I want my Jeep fob to look different and unique. Can you do that?
For the new Jeep Wranglers, no. This thing is a massive fob, and to be honest, I would never want this myself. This thing is huge. I don't know who.
Yeah, it is
Jeep
big.
told it. The last is for the JKs. We actually do still one. It's you should look up. It's our Jeep Rock key. So it looks like it's like an off-road rock hilly area. Something you could take a look at.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
So those folks that accidentally lose their key,
So
do you
the
make them
beauty is-
a second version of it or another key?
because it actually learns the cuts of your key, all the little cuts. So if you have a spare key to your truck, stick it in there, turn it, and it'll open all your locks still too.
Gotcha.
Because it actually learns the cuts of the key. It's
Okay.
all mechanical. There's no batteries required for any of these products.
Wow.
Oh, that keeps it very simple.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we get your product?
So you can buy them a whole bunch of places. Of course, check us out online at boltlock.com. We are also available in O'Reilly's, 4 Wheel Parts, Napa. They're on Amazon. Or we also own a whole bunch of small retailers across the country, so you can check those all out at boltlock.com.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
so-
surprised the dealerships haven't picked you guys up as an accessory item.
There's
to
actually
sell
some
in their parts
dealerships that do.
departments.
Yeah. We actually have a couple of Ram dealerships who first thing they do when they get the trucks on, they take one of our cable locks and then wrap it around the spare tire.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. Well,
That's a good idea.
You need to go to the Lone Star event coming up next year.
The Lone Star
Lone Star Throwdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you need to design something to keep the catalytic converter from getting stolen.
go.
Oh my
There
gosh,
you
they're taking them everywhere here in
Yeah,
Houston.
that's a major problem here in Houston.
But
so-
not a product you guys are going
Right.
to deal with. But
Yeah.
well, how cool is that?
Yeah.
So you carry cable lock. So basically, 4 products: the hitch lock, the cable lock, the padlock. What's the fourth one I see there over your shoulder?
Well, that's for the hitch.
Oh, so we have different. These are just some of the older products we do have. This one here is actually our Jeep. Oh, there it is. Our Jeep spare tire lock.
Oh, okay.
So you place one of the lug nuts with
okay.
your with our custom lug nut, and you put the lock on top of it, and it holds it in place. We also have our hood locks for JKs and JLs, and as well as one of the other products we have. It's a new way to mount your high lift jack. It's called J-mount, and what you do on this is it actually mounts on the side of your Jeep, right in front off the A pillar, on the TJ and the JK.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not taking your high lift over your head and putting it onto a roof rack or across the front of your hood. And if it's wet and just slips and damages your hood, it's a nice quick way of mounting your high lift on your Jeep.
Does it? What is it attached to the hinges?
So the TJ and JK version, there is 2 bolts on the A pillar that are vertical right there.
Right.
You take those bolts out, you put our bracket up against it, 2 bolts back in. That's all it takes to install it.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
And then, of course, you got the lock there to hold it, to keep somebody from stealing
course,
it.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the lock. Yeah, it's super simple.
Oh, you
People
guys
ask
think
how
of
we're-
everything.
Oh, yeah. So,
And
yeah,
they're
we can look at
looking for new
everything.
ideas all the time.
Chastity belt.
Chastity, a chastity belt.
I just posted your website on our Facebook page for all of our listeners that want to go check you out. Great idea. Absolutely a great idea. And like Don said, not having to have that ring of keys, because typically, I've got a couple of padlocks around, and each padlock's a different key. So you got to carry like 7 or 8 keys plus your car keys, and it makes you jingle when you come in late at night.
Yeah.
Well, what are some of the price points of these?
So our receiver lock is $34.99. The padlock is $21.99. Cable lock is $39.99. So they are a little bit of a premium
Reasonable,
model, but they're pretty comparable. We are also one of the few out there that actually has a solid stainless steel pitch pin on our receiver locks. A lot of them are just case hardened and chrome plated. So you actually, if you go to our Facebook page and our YouTube page as well, you'll see some. We actually did a video where we take you take a 2-foot pipe onto receiver locks, and it's one of the quickest ways to break off a receiver lock, and a lot of thieves do. You can see how quickly some of our competitors did to them. How quickly they snapped versus ours. And before anyone says anything, as a person who was actually yanking on that pipe to try to break our receiver lock off, no, I was not holding back, and it really did take like 5 minutes of just doing it to try to get it off. Wow. So.
Well, I find it interesting you said that there was a little bit of a premium with your product as compared to some of the others. But, the fact that you've got this universal key system, or whatever, the proper term is, the fact that I can get rid of half the keys on my key ring, and now I just got my ignition key to deal with, to me, that's worth a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't consider that a premium. I would consider that just, this is a product that's exceptional.
Yeah, and I don't consider your prices to be out of range
right
to other
line.
stuff. Having looked at a few other things,
Exactly.
I think your prices are right on target, especially because you have the automotive key lock in them.
Well, Jason,
I want to go find something to buy one so I can play with my key.
Go buy a
now
key.
that you found your newfound key.
Yeah, I got my newfound key. I need something to use it on.
Oh, Lord.
There's Mike. There's money in your wallet too. Why don't you open that up?
No, I can assure you there ain't none. I
blow
don't
the
look
dust
there.
off of it.
Jason, thanks so much for being with us today. We really appreciate it.
Great
Thanks for
idea.
having me.
Great idea.
Yeah, I love it.
Jason Buckles with Bolt Lock Systems. We're going to take a quick break. Right back.
Garages of Texas offers first-class luxury garage suites to keep your collection in a safe, secure location with 24-hour access. You'll love your own private space that's developed with other like-minded enthusiasts in 2 Houston area locations, in Katy and the Woodlands. Visit garagesoftexas.com to see how other enthusiasts have designed their motor vehicle man cave. But you need to act fast. These properties are almost sold out. Visit garagesoftexas.com for full details. Join the Garages and Gearheads Having Coffee Cruise-In at the Katy location, August 28th, 9 to 11 a.m.
It's the In Wheel Time Car Show. Thanks so much for joining us on this Saturday. We truly appreciate it. And again, we'd like to welcome Garages of Texas, Luxury Garage Suites. Put a roof over your ride as our new sponsor. And we hope that you'll check them out. Be sure and go to that cruise-in that's coming up that I just mentioned.
On the 28th.
Yeah, on the 28th. That'd be a good one. You get to see these garages.
Oh, yeah.
This is not some fly-by-night little tin garage. Oh, no.
No, I've been out there and took a look at this, and actually a friend of mine, Manfred Piazza, kind of connected me with these guys, and had a chance to go out and look at what they're building in Katy, which I know is what they've built up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and also going to build in the Woodlands. You get their garage, and then you get the opportunity either to hire their contractors to go in and make it your man cave, so to speak, or you can hire their contractors. You can bring your own in, but it's a couple of car garage and then an upstairs space for a place to kind of hang out as well.
They got enough headroom in there. You can certainly put a full lift in there.
Or you can put a couple of lifts in. And then I think they offer, multiple door garages to, if you need 6, 8, 10, 15 cars.
This is first class all the way.
Oh, this is high class all the way.
If you go to their website, garagesoftexas.com, I did, and I'm going, holy cow, I want that.
I'm ready to move in.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
you could do that.
You know, it looks like a living space, and you could put restrooms and stuff in all of these. It's very, very, very well done. Very high security. It's interesting. When I went to the location, I didn't find it right away, which I thought was a good idea, knowing what they have there. That it's a little unassuming kind of a warehousing.
Doesn't hit you in the face.
Yeah, there's $1 million cars here.
Yeah.
So, you know, they do a real good job of a lot of high security there, a lot of good fencing, and then just a bunch of car people hanging out.
And, you know, the other thing to that point is the fact that most of the storage facilities, a lot of guys use storage facilities to store their car, that they are not 24/7 operations.
No.
You can't get in there, say, for instance, at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And so, but this, you own this thing, and you can get in there as 24/7 access.
Yeah.
And that's the key is you own this. This is not rented space. You own this space.
Yeah.
Do you know what else is very important? You know, I've been dealing and talking with Sean. The people are amazing. They're so well read on what their products are, what the business is. They're folks that they network with. So the people are important as well, and I think that's a great idea. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, they're very connected in the car community and want to make sure that they keep that connection, which is part of why they're having the show on the 28th.
Yep.
Ford Motor Company will spend more on electric vehicles than on gasoline-powered vehicles in 2023, according to Lisa Drake, the company's North American COO. Automakers in the midst of a $30 billion investment in EVs through 2025, and until now has not put a timetable on when EV spending will exceed internal combustion engine spending. Ford has said it has over 120,000 reservations for the Lightning, which is their electric truck. It launches next year. Beyond that, the automaker plans to launch the E-Transit van this year, as well as a Lincoln EV next year. Company has said it's working on electric vehicles.
So would that be a Lincoln Electric?
Working on electric.
All right.
Working on electric versions of the Explorer and Lincoln Aviator crossovers. Ford has said that the EVs will account for 40% of its global sales by 2030.
Not surprised.
The Lincoln brand will have 4 battery electric products by 2030. Yeah, well, let's see if the infrastructure catches up to all these
and that's
EVs.
really going to be the key, because it's not consumer
friendly.
demand that's driving all this.
Well, you're going to have a 220 charger at the house to make this viable, and I don't know if you can even bring a 440 in, which would be the supercharger.
Well, if you have the electrical accessibility,
right,
to bring 440 up to your house.
That's easy. You know, I even read here recently where there's some people now they're working on adapters to where you can take, like if your car comes with a 110 plug, that you can make that there's an adapter you can take and plug it into your dryer plug.
Right.
And you have
That's where you 220.
Right, so you can go in there and catch it instead of installing another plug. But even at that, to me, that's not the problem. The problem is when you get 100, 150 miles from home and you need more juice.
You're screwed, Jack.
Call
AAA.
Call AAA.
Oh, my God.
Guy'll show up with a little gas generator
Did you?
for you.
I showed you, this is several months ago, I showed you a picture of the AAA charging truck.
Yeah.
And it's a truck that's got a diesel engine and a generator on the back of it.
When I was in Fresno at the Home Depot, there's a section of like 8 electric charging stations, and then way off in the little corner is a diesel generator that's powering the 8 electric charging stations.
Well, I told you
don't
up
have
here
the
at First
infrastructure
Colony
yet.
Mall, they actually have right there in front of Dillard's, I think it's Dillard's or Macy's, one or the other, that they've got actual free charging stations while you're shopping. Guess what? I can find something to do for a half an hour outside of that $10 charge that I had to pay for when I charged that electric.
Whole Foods or H-E-B
Yeah,
or whatever.
Whole Foods. $10 for 30 minutes for a charge.
Go get something to eat at the mall.
Well, I mean, and we talked about this. You know, it's really, now that they got vehicles that'll do 200 or 300 miles, even at that, because my situation, I can't drive over here from my house to this program and then drive home because it won't recharge fast enough.
And you think my 110 socket will do anything?
No, it won't, because
nothing.
it's just like mine. So to me, that's the problem. So you have to adjust your lifestyle if you make that decision to say, okay, I know I'm going here, I've got to route myself according to charging and stuff. I like to just get in my truck and I
Call
go
Buzz.
500 miles and I buy more gas and I go another 500 miles.
Yeah, it'd take you 5 minutes at the gas station to pump in, 20 gallons worth of gas.
Well,
So it's a different
It's a
lifestyle.
lifestyle, and that lifestyle change, a lot of people are willing to accept.
Ask Buzz. I'm sure Buzz is listening.
Buzz
Just
is listening.
burning up
Yeah.
right now.
Our next guest may have some input on that too.
Punching his TV.
Yeah, well.
So, did
go,
you hear
Buzz.
General Motors is offering a new style extended limited warranty? So, what General Motors extended limited warranty entails is the standard warranty of 36 months, 36,000 miles is just normal. They're offering an extension of that up to 60 months or 60,000 miles, and you can select that extended warranty if you're buying one of the
For how much?
Chevy, Buick, GMC, Cadillac vehicles. So, with that. The cost of this new warranty varies from car to car, depending on what the MSRP of the car is, starting at a price of $1,000 for like a Chevy Cruze or a Sonic, they're small cars, up to about $3,000 for a Cadillac model.
Right.
So, it's a cool idea of getting an extended bumper-to-bumper. This isn't just a powertrain extension. This is the bumper-to-bumper extension. So that's something new that they're doing.
We'll see if they
And that
continues.
price, of course, is negotiable at your dealership, maybe higher in some retail locations.
Racing calendar. There is racing to be had.
Racing.
Yep. NHRA is next weekend in Topeka, and then Brainerd on the 18th through the 23rd. And then U.S. Nationals Labor Day weekend, as usual. Watkins Glen is this weekend for NASCAR. Indianapolis is next weekend for the Brickyard 400 for NASCAR. And then the Michigan 2.5 mile oval on the 22nd of August. And then back to Daytona on the 28th of August.
The NASCAR, that's this weekend or next weekend for NASCAR?
This weekend is Watkins Glen.
Okay, I thought they were 2 weeks off because of the Olympics. Or is that the right date? Am I wrong?
Oh,
No, I
we
should
can
no,
sort
no.
that
They're,
out
yeah.
later.
yeah, they're at Watkins Glen this weekend. Belgian Grand Prix, they took off. Formula One took off for 3 weeks.
Good.
So they're not back until the 29th. But this weekend is Road America in is that Minnesota?
America.
That would be
Wisconsin.
in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. I knew it was Wisconsin. And friend of the show, Alec Udell, is racing up there. He'll be in the Lamborghini Trofeo Cup, as well as in the GT4 Mercedes AMG GT.
He's doing well.
He's doing very well. And then also on the 22nd is via Virginia International Raceway for IMSA. IndyCars this weekend is in the streets of Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the 14th, they will be at the Grand Prix of Indianapolis, which is the road course up there. And then on the 21st, they'll be at Gateway
On September the
Motorsports Park.
4th is Houston Motorsports Park, local circle track racing, 3/8 mile. Invite you to go to that. All right,
you go.
time now for this hour's pre-owned car of the week. Jeffrey Dziekan, our man about town,
Yep.
has a review of the 2019 Mazda MX5 Miata.
I'm just calling it the Miata.
No,
No, you gotta call it the right name.
Yeah.
MX5, okay. Nevertheless, this is a trim levels available are Sport, Club, and Grand Touring. The vehicle we're talking about today is a Grand Touring convertible. It's a good-looking vehicle. Check that out. I like that. A little sporty. It's Sport Compact. Seats 12. No, just kidding. Seats 2. In case you were wondering. Exterior features, you've got the front stylish headlamps. They're lighted LED lamps. You can get the fog lights in this as well, but this is pretty much a base convertible. You've got front spoiler accents. On the rear, you've got the rear deck spoiler, dual tip exhaust, and you're riding on either the 195/50 R16s or the 205/55 R16s. It's a good-looking vehicle. It's a little sports car. It's a little go-kart.
You ever driven one?
I've driven one a long time ago when they first came out.
They're a lot
Not this-
different and a lot better than
Yes,
the old ones. yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. A lot of power. It's a little four-cylinder. We'll talk about that. Interior, you're talking about interior appearance packages, and there's several of them to go by. But with the convertible, you're kind of limited. You've got a 7-inch touchscreen. You've got a GTS package. 9 speakers in this little car with a subwoofer. I think that's quite extraordinary. A lot of music, a lot of boom going on. A lot of Mike's music.
It's all about the bass.
It's all about the bass. USB connections, you got Napa leather options, which this one does have. You've got a rear camera, rear seat storage. The rear seat storage is right. You fold them front, fold the seats forward, and you've got rear storage in the back. I think there's a picture of that as well. And then you got a small trunk, and it's
that is a small trunk.
Yeah, you can't put junk in the trunk on this one.
It wouldn't work for you, Conrad.
No.
No, yours is full. And there's the storage right there we're talking about. You put the seats forward, and you've got that storage area in the
storage
back.
area.
Hide your
absolutely.
guns back there.
Well, you could, put
Nah,
a
it's got
little
to be
overnight
closer to
bag.
grab. September 1st, you're allowed to carry.
Yeah. 2-liter inline 4-cylinder, 16-valve, 181 horsepower at 7,000 RPM. That's quite high.
Got to wind
And
it
that's,
up.
that's a
Gotta wind
huge improvement over the old one, which
Yep.
was like 140 horsepower.
Yeah, it's a good look. I mean, they stuffed it in there. It looks good. There's no room for anything. Torque is 151 foot-pounds at 4,000 RPM, and it is a 6-speed manual transmission. Mileage is 26 in the city, 34 highway, a combined of 29. It's 11.9 gallon fuel tank with premium fuel
Lord,
recommended.
here we go. Let's
And-
see what kind we got for the logo.
All right, we're just going to get right to it. Well, the history of the Mazda logo, what you see actually today is a styled M with its arms raised like wings, symbolizing the brand's flight toward the future. Emphasize the V angle in the middle of the M, which represents automakers' self-proclaimed creativity, vitality, flexibility, and passion, which is all.
What marketing person wrote that?
Those are all
kidding.
things that I've talked about all the time. It's
I like
circled-
the 1936 one the best.
Yep. It's we can get into that right now. The first appearance of the Mazda logo was in 1934, when the production began the three-wheel trucks. From there, the logo went to 1936, was patterned off an emblem of Hiroshima City.
Great.
Now, they are
Should
located
have a mushroom cloud over it. Well,
Sorry,
you got to remember, yesterday was the anniversary of the bombing of
Right,
Hiroshima.
it was. But
That's
actually,
terrible, but that's the way it
Good
is.
timing, Jeff.
there's more to the story because the 36 is more like winged birds. They were trying to draw
They're trying
birds.
to fly away and get
trying
out of
to fly.
there.
Well, I think that could be the Enola Gay. I'm not sure.
Well, that could be too.
The next logo in the 59 to 75 focused primarily on the M, removing the wings. Also dropped the resemblance of Hiroshima. Okay, and then getting on, you'll see through all the years, and then 1997 to current. 1997, we got the logo to have today, incorporated many of the qualities seen throughout the symbols of history.
All right.
The end.
Thank you very much. Hey, the In Wheel Time Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts are available from your favorite podcast channel. In Wheel Time Car Show continues right after this quick break.
Winning the highest sales satisfaction award among all luxury brands from J.D. Power in 2020 tells you everything you need to know about your Lincoln purchase from Bayway. Bayway Lincoln is where a premium buying experience is a priority, and you're invited to feel it yourself. This Houstonian-owned premier dealership is managed by Lincoln Stahl, a seasoned member of the Bayway family. If it's online, in person, or in your own driveway, Bayway gets you to the luxury level you deserve. Bayway Lincoln is on the Gulf Freeway at Fuquay, just inside Beltway 8. Visit BaywayLincoln.com today. Tailpipes and Tacos, Houston's premier monthly car cruise-in, returns Saturday, August 21st at 2 Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurants in Katy and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Tailpipes and Tacos is free and everyone is invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods at 2 locations. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy, and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Loopy founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise-in. Tailpipes and Tacos at Loopy's inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby, and in Katy on the Grand Parkway just south of I-10, where you'll see the In Wheel Time Car Show. Get your ride ready and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in at Loopy's in Katy and Kirby, August 21st, 8 to 11 a.m., weather permitting. Gulf Coast Auto Shield has moved to a more convenient location. Now you can visit John Gray and his staff of dedicated professionals at their new shop on the South Sam Houston Parkway between Belford and Airport in Southwest Houston. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is the best at paint correction and ceramic coatings. Clear bras and custom wraps are specialties that only Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs with award-winning accuracy, and all their services come with a warranty. Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Porsche, and Ferrari owners depend on Gulf Coast Auto Shield for their specialty services, and you should too. The in-wheel time Corvette and Cutlass have both been massaged by Gulf Coast Auto Shield, so isn't it time your vehicle visit their new shop in Southwest Houston? Call John Gray today at 832-930-5655 or visit online at gcautoshield.com. That's gcautoshield.com. Paint, coatings, wraps, and more at gcautoshield.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.